Welcome back to NT Coins World, the ultimate channel for all things numismatic. In today's video, we're going to dive deep into two fascinating and valuable wheat pennies, focusing on the history, unique features, and their current market value. If you're a collector, investor, or just curious about the world of coins, this is definitely the place for you. Be sure to stay tuned until the end for some surprise insights on how these pennies could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Let's jump right in. The 1920 wheat penny holds a very special place in the hearts of numismatists and collectors alike. Struck during a pivotal year in US history, it has more to offer than just a simple look at the past. Let's first start by setting the stage with some historical context. 1920 was a year of great significance in the United States, marking the tail end of the First World War. The nation was transitioning from the turmoil of war into the prosperity of the 1920s, a decade that would be defined by cultural change, economic growth, and technological advancements. Yet, for coin collectors, it was also a year of interesting developments in terms of currency. The wheat penny design, created by the renowned artist Victor David Brenner, was still in circulation. Its design, featuring two stalks of wheat on the reverse, would be used for another 2 decades before the transition to the Lincoln Memorial Penny in 1959. Now, in terms of the mintage of the 1920 wheat penny, the numbers are incredibly significant. In total, over 100 million of these coins were minted across various US mints that year. Specifically, the Philadelphia Mint alone produced over 90 million of these pennies, with smaller numbers coming from the Denver and San Francisco mints. However, despite the high mintage, what makes this particular coin worth discussing is its condition. The coin you're looking at today is in fine condition. While it may not have the pristine luster of an uncirculated coin of fine condition, penny is still in excellent shape, with details clearly visible but some moderate wear from circulation. This coin strikes the perfect balance between historical authenticity and aesthetic appeal. The wheat stalks on the reverse still show clear definition, and Lincoln's portrait on the obverse retains a sharpness that reflects the artistry of its design. As for the errors and varieties of the 1920 wheat penny, there are a few interesting things to note. For example, a rare variety known as the 1920 over 1919 error exists, which features the last digit being overstruck. This error, where the 1920 was stamped over a 1919 die, creates a faint shadow of the previous year, and if you happen to come across one, it could be worth thousands of dollars, anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000, depending on the condition. When it comes to market value, the 1920 wheat penny in fine condition typically commands anywhere between $3 and $10. However, don't let these numbers fool you. As with all collectible coins, the true value is often determined by the specific collector demand, the scarcity of the coin in higher grades, and the condition it's in. If you're fortunate enough to have one with a rare die variety or an unlisted error, it could fetch upwards of $50,000 to $70,000 in an auction setting, though such values are quite rare and generally reserved for the finest examples or those with notable historical interest. Now, before we move on to our second coin, let's take a moment to appreciate the 1920 wheat penny for what it represents, a tangible link to a specific era of American history. It's more than just a coin, it's a reflection of a nation transitioning from war to peace, from uncertainty to a roaring decade of growth. That's enough about the 1920 wheat penny for now. Let's shift gears and look at a very different penny, one from a later year, in a much different condition, and with a unique story of its own. Say hello to the 1952 D wheat penny in dirty condition. Moving forward to 1952, the country had entered the post-World War II era and was beginning to experience what we now know as the Cold War. The 1950s were a time of innovation, with the rise of television, the automobile culture, and suburban living. The 1952 D wheat penny reflects an important moment in this evolving post-war America. Minted at the Denver Mint, this coin saw a production of over 100 million pieces, making it a common find in circulation at the time. Now, unlike the 1920 penny we just discussed, the 1952 Dirty Wheat Penny is in dirty condition, which adds an interesting layer to its story. Often, coins in such conditions are not valued as highly as those in finer states, but that doesn't mean this coin doesn't have its own significance. Over the decades, this particular penny has been exposed to the elements, dirt, and even the hands of countless owners. It shows wear, scratches, and perhaps even some corrosion, all of which impact its visual appeal. However, it's important to recognize that dirty doesn't always mean worthless. In terms of mintage, the 1952 Dirty Wheat Penny, with its 100 million coins produced, is far from rare. The coin has been plentiful in circulation for years. However, just like any coin, the value can fluctuate greatly depending on its rarity, condition, and collector demand. The dirty condition of this coin, though, definitely puts it on the lower end of the value spectrum. Errors and varieties on the 1952 Dirty Wheat Penny are few and far between. Unlike the more exciting variety found on earlier wheat pennies, the 1952 D doesn't have many major minting errors. However, if you're lucky enough to find a repunched mint mark RPM that would make it significantly more valuable. These repunched mint marks occur when the mint mark on the die was incorrectly stamped multiple times, resulting in a faint shadow of the original mint mark. If you happen to have an RPM in very fine or uncirculated condition, you could see it sell for $50 to $500. But the real takeaway here is that even though this coin is in dirty condition, it still carries historical weight and could be valuable in the right circumstances. The market value of a standard 1952 D in dirty condition typically falls within the range of 10 cents to $1, but its real worth lies in the hands of the right collector. Someone passionate about collecting wheat pennies, particularly those with unique stories like this one, might find beauty in its worn appearance, and it could fetch a premium at the right auction. To wrap up, we've explored two incredible wheat pennies from very different eras and conditions. The 1920s wheat penny in fine condition and the 1952 D wheat penny in dirty condition. Although they come from different decades, both coins offer a glimpse into the history of the United States and the evolution of its currency. The 1920 penny might be rare and sought after due to its historical significance and potential die varieties, while the 1952 D penny, despite being in less than ideal condition, can still hold value for those who appreciate its story. Coins, whether in fine condition or dirty, are more than just money. They are tangible pieces of history. With enough knowledge and the right conditions, they can be worth far more than you might think. As always, make sure to keep an eye out for errors and varieties when adding new pieces to your collection. Thanks for joining me on this journey through the world of wheat pennies. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more deep dives into the world of rare coins. Until next time, happy collecting, and remember, every coin has a story waiting to be discovered. And that's a wrap for today. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll be uncovering even more hidden gems in the world of coins. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out on an exciting new video. See you soon.